do just a fast recap. So we fought this Umber Hulk, and we we brought it to its knees, and then we started looking at the bottom of this this monastery. And while we were there, we found a whole bunch of prisoners. One of them was led by this guy named Relenthar, who was like a dwarf, and he was beaten. And after talking to him for a while, we found out he was one of the guys that was in the procession that was taken, and they took that body. And then he went on to tell us that that Dasara Norenville was kidnapped by was taken by pirates from Womford that were paid in books. So so here we are at the bottom of this thing, and we're kind of making some decisions on our next steps are.
Yeah, you guys definitely found Broldenthar. He was part of he's the delegate, one of the delegates from Miramar. And well, Mirabar, where you guys had found the gold bars. Remember the little special gold bars? Well, he had told you that there were several others that were captured. Desena, she was captured by the bandits during one of the attacks, and then they fled from the bandits, and then they were routed up by these other vulture riders or griffin wing riders. But you guys actually kind of found out who they were too. So there was also a couple others called Rundorth and Teresial, and those two were sent below. Remember he talked about several were sent down to the geode that is in the depths below. And you found out from Renwick as well, Renwick Caradun, the resident lich of the monastery, actually a pretty friendly lich, that there is another lower level. And he even says that even his powers would be tested down in the geode. So you guys found all of the captives that were in the mine. Basically, you set them free. I know that they wanted to be let out, and Broldenthar said that he would lead them back to Red Larch. So you guys found out that there are there's an ogre here named Drool, some simple-minded ogre named Drool, and also there are some orcs that are led by Jirth. And then you also know that there is a sort of like a haunted tomb here too. But you had found out from Renwick that he had a special tomb set up for his brother, which was actually one of the brothers of Sordar, what I think it was, yeah, that actually was in the possession, and his body is now missing. But yet Renwick doesn't know that, and you guys never told him. But
I don't want to tell him.
Yeah, I don't.
He'll be too upset, Dave. Oh, by the way, somebody stole your brother.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, there, Renwick. Yeah, your brother is dead. And what? So, yeah, that was probably a good thing you didn't. But I don't know. I don't know how he would have reacted. But anyway, you guys you guys are here. You guys are still in the slave pens, and this is where we're going to start this week's session.
Roll for initiative?
So, not yet. So you guys, there is the map that is open. It'll probably take a second or two to load up for you, Leon. Actually, I see. No, Leon, you're in the game. Yeah, looks like everybody's there, but yeah, everybody's here, but Alora's not here. But looks like she's logging back in now. So I will go ahead and reshare the map.
I knew that we were being used.
Where's my character? I can't find my icon. I'll have to zoom back. There I am.
You can use the little, in the lower right-hand side, that little yellow navigation bar. You can move it all around any way you want, and if you use that and hold down Control, it will zoom it in and out. So that's what it will do for you. Hold down Control, zoom, or regular just navigate around.
When we played last time, there were a lot of sea icons all around here. So the question I was having was, were they going to go by themselves? I don't remember how we left that, or were we going to lead them out?
Bruldenthar said that he could lead everyone
right.
out if need be. Yeah.
All right.
No, he could definitely lead everyone out.
All right. So I guess we're kind of at a crossroads here. We can continue looking. Now we haven't looked at. So Don, I'm going to move over between these guys and tell kind of what's going on here. So I remember that door to the north has a magic alarm on it, and it's mentally hooked up to the character, the ranger that Leon's
Raz. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's hooked up to Raz.
Yep. It never went off.
It never went off.
No, it never went off.
So Don's gonna turn to everybody and go, "Let go into the door. Let's find somebody."
You first,
Love
Don.
Me first. Doggy dog. Who's that up there?
It's Theo.
Sorry, dude. I clicked your icon and started spinning you all around.
Now I'm
So-
busy.
So, I'm gonna listen at the door, Dave, and see if I
Okay.
hear anything.
Give me a perception check.
Oh snap! 18.
Nice roll. Yeah, you can hear some jibber jabber, sort of like what Donk does. You hear, we go now. Talk to monks. You know, you can
So
hear,
I know
shut up,
I
you
know
big
giants.
dummy.
Oh, is it in common, or did I just hear it?
No, it is not in common. That's what I am telling you. It is in
Nice.
giant.
So I turn around to everybody and I go, shh! I hear somebody speaking giant. Shh! And I press my ear closer to the door, kind of smushing it up against the door to try to make out any kind of hints before we spring in and kill everybody.
Well, you know that it seems like they could be fixing to leave somewhere. It seems like maybe from what you can tell from the giant language that is being spoken, and you can also hear a more gruntful speaking like a giant that isn't really a giant tongue that's really not that all proficient. So it's probably the orcs that are communicating with the giant.
Okay.
But you can definitely tell that the giant is speaking, of course, speaking perfect giant.
So I'm gonna turn to these guys and say, "God, I'm gonna stealth in and pretend I'm a friend of the Goliath in there. I hear giant. What you think? Good idea?"
No.
Works for me.
Oh, good idea from Theo. Strategy. Donk strategy number 1.
I don't know if this is the best idea.
And also,
You sound funny.
We all know Donk is a top strategist, so...
Donk thinking through this. First I open door, then attack.
now remember, this room has 2 doors. There is a door in the north and a door in the south, and Bruldenthar did tell you guys that there was several ways into this room.
Let's go in from both sides.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, you can hear what seems to be sort of like donning armor. You know what I mean? Donning armor, getting weapons ready and whatnot, and you can hear the giant saying, "Okay, we go now."
Hopefully they're
in
just
giant.
breakfast. So Donk idea is Raz. You go around the other side. When I open door, Raz will know we're going in, and you guys go in. Donk strategy.
Just go.
Let's do it.
All right. So do you just bash the door, Raz? You're going to go
No,
around,
I think,
or
yeah, I think Donk will stay here with one person, and then Raz
Just go.
just jump in the door. All right. So I'm gonna hold my breath and kick open the door.
All right, give me a strength check.
Oh wow, I can give you a strength tag.
Yeah,
check.
give me a strength check.
Boom! Ow! Donk hurt his shoulder, smashing door.
Donk, you bounce off the door, and you hear in Giants, "What now?"
I yell inside.
You have food already.
Let me in, please. I'll yell that in Giant.
What?
I need to come in to use bathroom.
What the? Who is that? All right, and the door, after about 15, 20 seconds, you can start to hear shing, shing, weapons being drawn, and the door opens up, and you can see that there is basically an orc, one of these huge orcs, these orogs, standing in the door. And and behind this orog, you can see that there's a larger ogre, and you can see one other orog. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up for you. Poor Donk.
I just needed to use potty. I heard potty was in this room.
Looks like a potty to me.
No.
That's a potty for an ogre.
Alright, so this is the orog you see right in front. He answers the door. You see this orog, and you see this ogre. The ogre is a very huge very huge hulking beastling, large individual, probably about 9 foot tall plus, probably close to 10. So, alright, so the orog opens up the door, says, "There's no other ones that are speaking giants around here," and opens up the door and roll initiative. Too bad you didn't get that. Too bad you didn't get that door broke open, because I would have given you a round of surprise. All right, to roll initiative, Leon, what you do is you just open up your character sheet and you can click on your portrait up top, and where you're going to look is towards the very middle of the character sheet. You're going to see the shield there on the main tab. This is AC 16. Right to the right of that, there says NIAT for initiative, and you just click that little die in the lower left hand corner of that box, and it will roll your initiative and put it into the tracker for you automatically. See how to open up your character sheet?
Well, no, I pulled up my character sheet, but I just can't. I'm rolling the dice too, but it's not.
Yeah, you double click it. There you go. You rolled. All right.
There it goes. Okay, I did it twice before, but
yeah. So
if
you gotta.
Want, you can double click it, or you can just drag it and drop it into the combat tracker.
You can do that, yeah. Or throw it into the chat, whatever you want. It'll pick up a die.
I was missing the chat. Okay, I got it.
Alright, so it looks like everybody's rolled initiative. The orog, another orog comes out of the blind spot. This orog
blind
right
spot
here.
/ bathroom.
No.
Zipping up. What going on?
He sidesteps. This orog is going to take a javelin that it is wielding, and is going to try to throw through the orog that's in this very wide door, and try to hit someone beyond that. So that's going to be the first one in line, which is unfortunately going to be Theo. So I'm going to give him probably disadvantage on the roll because there's a massive orog in front of him. So I'm going to give him disadvantage on the attack roll.
Theo, look out!
So Theo with disadvantage. Oh, you are so lucky because I rolled a 20 and an 8. So a javelin does come out, misses the head of the orog and slams into the wall behind you. Zings past Theo, zings past you, Kel, and hits the wall behind you. Matter of fact, Alora. All right, so we're up to Theo now for round 1. All right, ready to go.
What is the ogre wearing?
The ogre is wearing, let's see, I'll tell you what he's wearing in just a second. He's wearing hide armor, a hide type of armor.
And the Orogs?
The Orogs are wearing plate mail.
Okay.
They are in heavy plate mail. They basically look just like the Orog that you had encountered that took down Raz last week. So you know that they're going to be formidable opponents, for sure.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the Orog that's the closest to the ogre?
That Orog is Orog number 1. In fact, let me turn on this the option to be able to scroll over him. Okay, so you should be able to scroll over and see the name, but it's still pretty small name. Unless you really zoom in, then you can see the name. So it is Orog number 1, correct? You guys can scroll over and see the names and numbers, right?
Yeah, actually, when you mouse over it, it'll say their name and it'll have like a number in
Yeah.
the top right now.
Yep. All right. So what are you gonna do, Theo?
I'm going to say it's about to get hot in here, and then cast heat metal on Orog number 2.
Okay.
Onto his plate armor.
Okay. Heat metal. Let's see. Heat metal. Second level spell, I think. Concentration for up to 1 minute. All right.
Well, the
Any?
purpose is to not drop the item, but I don't think he actually gets to drop the plate armor.
Yeah. So he'll take. Let's see. Choose a manufactured metal object, such as metal weapon or suit of heavy or medium scale medium armor. As you can see, you cause the object to glow red hot. Okay, so his armor glows red hot, and any creature within will take 2d8 fire damage when you cast a spell, and until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to cause the damage again. Alright, any creature holding or wearing the object takes damage and must succeed on a con or drop. Okay, so he's not be able to drop it anyway. So, yeah, so he'll take as your bonus action, take that 2d8. So, all right, cool. Yeah, very nice. He's going to go ahead and take 2d8 fire damage. Awesome.
Fucking kidding me.
And let's see, let's get you in combat mode. So, all right, go ahead and burn one of your second level spell slots. He's taken Orog number 1 has taken 3 points of fire damage. He's wounded a little bit. His armor is glowing red hot, and he's starting to do the little dance. And anything else for you? Do you want to take any movement, Theo? Anything like that?
Yep, I'm gonna be moving back.
All right, cool. Raz, what would you like to do? Now, if you, I don't know if you've played a ranger in D&D 5e, but or they get 1 attack basically, and her hunter is a Colossus Slayer. She's a hunter, but she has Colossus Slayer, and if you attack anything that's at full health, you will not do any extra bonus Colossal Slayer damage to it. Now that Orok that's in the door, you can attack it, and yes, you will do extra damage. You can also cast Hex, which will take your bonus action, which puts sort of like an extra buff that only you will bonus from, and so that would give you a D6, and then Colossus Slayer gives you a D8. So the Ranger can actually pump out quite a bit of damage. And the way that you do that, if you wanted to do that, or if you just wanted to take your bow, or if you wanted to run in, you could also run in too and draw your weapon. She has a couple daggers that she can draw. And I'm not too much of a stickler on being able to draw two weapons at one time, but you normally you can do one. But seeing it's your first time playing 5e, if you want to do that, I'll allow you to do that. So you have a couple options. You can engage at range, or you can engage. Engage, number one. So what do you think you want to do? Shoot or engage it?
Okay, there. My mic wasn't working for a while. I was wanting to shoot with my light crossbow. Do I need to step in front to get past these guys?
You could, yeah. It's a pretty wide door, so you're going to be in good shape either or. If you move to the right or if you stay there, there's going to be no kind of penalty there. But like I said, you have spells and stuff, so well, you have access to 3 spells. She actually has all 3 spells still. So if you wanted to use Hunter's Mark, you could use Hunter's Mark, and that's going to give you a bonus 1d6 damage on any target that you shoot that's marked.
Okay, I was wanting to probably save that for the big guy in there.
Okay.
So I might but I'll shoot this guy in the doorway first.
Hunter's Mark works like this too. You can cast Hunter's Mark, and when that target's dead, you can take your bonus action and you can move that mark to another creature. But the mark can only be on one creature at a time. So bonus action is sort of like a swift action in Pathfinder. Pretty much the same thing.
Never mind, I'll go ahead and put the Hunter's Mark on this guy.
Okay.
The guy in the doorway. I'll go number 1.
Okay, cool. So what you want to do is everything is on your Actions tab at the very bottom. When you hit the Actions tab, this is what makes Fantasy Grounds amazing. Now, when you look at Hunter's Mark under your first level spells, there's a little magnifying glass to the right. You hit that, and then there's going to be like a little zombie icon. Well, all you have to do is pick that little effect icon up and drag it and put it right on your character. Literally, just put it right on your character. They're perfect, just like that. Now it's going to automatically add that damage in. Now, seeing that qualifies for Colossus Slayer, you would do the same thing for Colossus Slayer that's up top, but you won't add the Colossus Slayer damage until you hit. So. There you go. I'll check the spell slots up top for you using a first level spell. So now you'll go ahead and do your attack roll. So there's multiple ways to attack in Fantasy Grounds. You can where your light crossbow is, up above your spells and spell slots and all that good stuff. You see light crossbow. There's the die that says +8. You can do multiple things. You can just pick that die up, that +8 die, and drop it on the token on the map. You can drop that token on Orog number 1 in the combat tracker, or you can hold down Control and target the token and then just double click it. So there's multiple ways to attack. It's really cool. And then it takes armor class and bonuses and defenses and all that into consideration. So you can see that you attacked 12 + 8. You hit the Orog. So now go ahead and take that Colossus Slayer and drop it on your token, because you're going to get the Colossus Slayer damage. Now you'll notice when you roll your damage, which is the same way, and it's to the right of the +8 to hit, you'll notice that Colossus Slayer will disappear, but you'll still have Hunter's Mark. So it's really cool. So anytime you hit a creature that's not full life, you just drag that little Colossus Slayer onto your token or in the combat tracker. So go ahead and roll your damage, and it's the same thing. You pick up the damage and you drop it on the token on the map. You drop it in the combat tracker on that target, or like I said, you can hit Control and target. So perfect, easy. You did 19 damage to it. You totally slaughtered that Orog with one shot. So, all right, very nice. Makes it pretty easy.
That Orog number 2 has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Orog number 2?
The one that was fried.
Orog number 1? You mean the one that's in the door, right?
No, the one that's backed by the ogre.
And how does he have a disadvantage?
From heat metal, since he can't take the armor off, he gets disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
So you attack number 2. Yeah, okay, number 2. All right. Did you drop the little icon on him The little disadvantage thing on him.
Oh, how do I?
Open up the magnifying glass. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, it should be in there. Should be in the spell. Should be. But didn't he make a saving throw?
Yeah, but it's hard to drop the item. And you can't.
Okay. Okay.
There's no little icon for disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So.
Up on him.
So heat metal does all that disadvantage and all that stuff.
It's crazy. And Dave, if he goes home and his metal's still hot, he can put popcorn on it, and it makes popcorn.
Yeah, I'll add that pendant. I'll add that condition onto that spell too. I figured it would already be in there. All right, so there you go. You got that's basically it for Fantasy Grounds, Leon. It's pretty easy once you do it. Once you do it a couple times, it's super easy, man, and it's super fast. So,
Yeah,
all
it
right.
looks that way.
Yeah, it is, and then it calculates everything for you. You're like, what is your AC, and how much damage is this, and blah 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 blah. All right.
F3, it does your bang.
Let's see. All right, Raz is done. Alora, you're up now. So it took a little bit longer for him because of the,
question.
explanation.
How much is one of these squares? So like if
5
I
foot.
can do, crap.
So let me I'll lock the tokens. So now if you guys want to, you'll notice if you got to move, you'll pull a little ruler out. And I want to start using this, to be honest, so I'm going to leave this locked. During combat, we'll lock the tokens. And I want to explain this really quick, too. When you pull out the little pendant, when you got to move your token, Alora, you'll notice a line. Now, anytime you want to switch rows, stop it and then drag it diagonally, or drag it up or drag it down or to the side. So I just don't want a straight line to where you're going. I want to literally see the path that you're taking, just in case you forget about attacks of opportunities or nothing like that.
Okay, so if I wanted to cast web, it covers an area that's 2d4 feet. So chances are I'm only going to be able to cover one square then. Is that right?
A little bit more than one square, yeah. Kind of makes it hard to translate on a virtual tabletop map. So.
Okay, because I'm thinking maybe if I can block this door and force them to go through the web, if they might get caught and not be able to come out into the.
You can try it.
Dexterity, so
The book says it's a 20-foot cube.
The web?
Yeah.
You gonna make donk sticky.
Let's see.
Well, I'm trying to create
Does
like a funnel.
2d4 fire damage if set on fire.
Yeah, it does a 20-foot cube. So from the point, so that's actually a huge amount of. That is a huge amount of web. That's massive. I was thinking to myself, 2d4. I don't remember reading that.
Okay, I read it wrong. So what I'm gonna do is I guess I'm gonna move up here. Well, I don't know if I have to move or not, but I want to cast web into this room.
Okay.
And try to cover as you said, it's 20 feet. So I'm gonna since it's not enough to stretch from one wall to the other, because it says if you can't, you have to be able to mount it or else layer it on the floor. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I would say is layer it on the floor, because I don't see how I can mount it anywhere, like on two walls.
You'll just about cover that entire floor with web, depending on where you're going to put it. Now, the web is probably going to come out of the door also, probably just where the door is. I would say that it would probably come out also, just the first square by the door. Donk, you wouldn't be affected because you're around the side of the door, but. I mean, it's pretty much going to cover about just about the entirety of that room.
Yeah, you can pretty much
20
see
cubic
where I'm
foot's a
going
lot.
with this. I'm gonna web this whole freaking floor, and then I'm gonna blow this thing up at some point.
No, that's cool.
And
I like that.
everybody up on fire in there. So that's what I'm doing this around, is I'm layering the web down across the floor.
Okay, cool. So we'll see, 20 cubic feet. Now, do you know where you want to put it? Do you want to put, seeing it where you're at now, you could put it the square to the left, right below the well that's in there. You can see sort of like a well coming up from the bottom of the ground.